Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Science Channel. I'm so glad you found your way here tonight. Maybe the day has been full, or maybe you're simply someone who finds comfort in quiet wonder, in letting your thoughts drift outward toward the slow and shining mysteries of the cosmos. There's nothing you need to do now but rest. Let your shoulders soften, your breathing settle, and your mind start to wander in wide, open space. Because tonight, we're traveling to the heart of our home star, the Sun. From its ancient beginnings in a cloud of dust to the warm light that touches your skin every day, we'll explore 100 sleepy facts to help you drift into peaceful dreams. And if these calm explorations help you rest, consider liking and subscribing. It helps other sleepy travelers find their way here too. For now, close your eyes and let's begin. Fact 1. The cloud that dreamed of light. Long before the sun ever shone, there was only a vast, gentle cloud. It drifted through space like a soft whisper, a slow swirl of dust, gas, and ancient stardust from stars that had lived and faded long before. This cloud was calm and quiet, stretching across light years, illuminated only faintly by distant stars. But in time, gravity began to tug ever so gently. Particles brushed closer together, forming delicate threads of matter. As more gathered, those threads thickened and curled inward, forming a dense dark heart. In the silence of space, something was beginning. Very slowly, very softly, a place for a star to be born. And from this stillness, the journey of our sun began. Fact 2. The quiet gathering of dust. As gravity continued its patient pull, the cloud did not collapse all at once. It moved like slow tides, folding and settling into a gentle spinning shape. The center grew warmer, more crowded, more alive with unseen motion. Around it, a wide disk formed, thin, delicate, glowing softly with the faintest heat. Every grain of dust was older than Earth itself, formed in the fiery hearts of stars that had passed into memory. Now, those ancient particles were coming together to form something new, a family in the making. The sun, the planets, the comets, and the quiet stones that would someday become worlds. In the midst of this forming cradle, a bright heart continued to gather strength. Fact 3. The spark at the center. As the core of the cloud grew denser, pressure rose, and warmth swelled like a deep breath. No flames burned yet, only heat held close, hidden in the darkness. But the atoms inside, especially hydrogen, were being pressed so tightly that they began to change. Their boundaries blurred. And then, very quietly, they fused. Fusion, the great light-bringer of the universe, had begun. In that moment, the core transformed into a star. Not suddenly, not explosively, but like a lantern steadily beginning to glow. A new light entered the cosmos, soft at first, and then stronger. And the sun opened its eyes. Fact 4. The star we call ours. When the sun first began to shine, it did so quietly, like a candle in a vast cathedral of space. It was small compared to what it would become, still gathering material from the swirling disk around it. But even in its youth, the sun was powerful enough to bathe its surroundings in a gentle golden glow. This light began to warm the dust and gas nearby, shaping the space that would one day hold planets. Our sun became the central hearth of an entire system, a star that would anchor orbits, create seasons, and softly guide the rhythm of life. And in its glow, the story of our world quietly waited to begin. Fact 5. A hearth in the dark of space. Space itself is cold, silent and vast beyond measure. Yet, in that stillness, the sun acts like a warming ember, radiating life-giving energy in all directions. Though we are 93 million miles away, its warmth reaches us as sunlight, traveling across emptiness to touch our skin, our oceans, our forests. It is gentle enough to nurture seedlings and powerful enough to stir winds across continents. For every plant that grows, every breeze that drifts, every wave that rises, the sun is quietly there, weaving its quiet influence through all we know. It is our fireplace in the cosmic winter, a steady presence of warmth, constancy, and quiet care. Fact 6. Born from gravity's embrace. The sun is held together not by solid ground or structure, but by the tender force of gravity. Gravity presses every particle inward, drawing the star into a perfect sphere. Yet at the same time, the energy created in the sun's core pushes outward, wanting to expand. The sun exists in this delicate balance, a peaceful equilibrium between inward pull and outward glow. It is a breathing stillness, an unbroken harmony that has lasted for billions of years. This balance is what allows the sun to shine steadily, softly, and predictably, day after day and night after night. Because of this balance, life on Earth can rest in calm continuity. Fact 7. The fusion that fuels the flame. Deep within the sun, far beneath the glowing surface we see from Earth, hydrogen atoms are pressed so closely together that they merge. This merging, called nuclear fusion, releases energy in the form of heat and light. The sun does not burn like a fire made of wood or oil. It shines because its atoms are gently transforming, becoming helium as they join. This process is calm, continuous, and incredibly steady. It is the quiet heartbeat of our star. Every ray of sunlight that falls on your face, every warm afternoon, every bright morning sky, all of it begins in this silent fusion, happening deep within the sun's core, moment after patient moment. Fact 8. The heart of the sun. The core of the sun is small compared to its entire size, yet it holds the deepest and most intense energy of the star. Temperatures here are so great that matter behaves like a fluid made of pure light and motion. The pressure is immense, holding atoms close enough to fuse and release more warmth than any furnace could ever dream of. Yet, there is a quietness to it. No sound travels there, no flicker of flame, only a constant flow of glowing particles. If we could somehow look into the heart of the sun, we would not see chaos. We would see harmony, energy moving outward in serene, endless waves. Fact 9. The radiant middle layers. From the sun's core, light begins a long journey outward, but it does not rush or hurry. It takes its time, moving slowly through layers of dense plasma. Photons, tiny packets of light, bounce and wander inside the sun for thousands, sometimes millions of years before finally reaching the surface. A single particle of light may drift, collide, and meander through these glowing layers longer than humanity has existed. Only when it rises to the sun's outer regions does it finally escape, traveling freely through space at the speed of light. The sunlight that warms you today may have begun its journey before early trees took root on Earth. Fact 10. The sun's gentle surface glow. The surface of the sun is called the photosphere, and from far away it appears smooth and warm, like softly glowing honey. But up close, it is alive with motion, rising bubbles of heat, falling currents of cooler gas, patterns shifting like the surface of a shimmering sea. The temperature here is about 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, yet compared to the core, it is calm and mild. This is the layer that releases the golden light we see each day, the soft radiance that fills our sky from dawn to dusk. Though we cannot touch it, the sun's surface glow is familiar. It is the warmth we feel on our skin, the brightness that guides our days. Fact 11. The dance of solar granules. If you could look closer still, the sun's surface would reveal tiny bright cells called granules. Though tiny is relative. Each granule is as large as a continent on Earth, rising and falling in slow, rolling patterns as hot gas lifts upward and cooler gas sinks again. This movement creates a delicate, ever-shifting mosaic, a pattern of light and shadow that changes gently every few minutes. The granules shimmer like the ripples of sunlight on a quiet ocean tide. They form and fade, a peaceful breathing motion that has continued for billions of years. The sun is not still, but its movements are rhythmic, natural, and deeply soft in their quiet repetition. Fact 12. The slow turning of a star. The sun rotates, but it does so slowly, like a great lantern lazily drifting in space. It does not spin all at once. Different parts rotate at different speeds. The equator turns faster than the poles, creating a gentle twist in its magnetic fields. This slow rotation takes about 27 days to complete from the perspective of Earth. If you were to watch the sun daily, you'd see its features glide steadily across its surface, like clouds drifting on a calm breeze. This rotation shapes the sun's magnetic personality, guiding the formation of sunspots, flares, and cycles of activity. Always slow, always patient, always rhythmic. Fact 13. The calm and the storm. Though the sun appears steady and serene from Earth, its surface is alive with shifting energy. Most of the time, this energy moves like soft tides, rising and falling in peaceful rhythms. But sometimes, magnetic fields twist and tangle beneath the surface, storing power like a bow pulled slowly back. When that tension releases, it creates sudden storms of light and charged particles. These storms are part of the sun's natural breathing cycle, moments of release after long stretches of quiet. Yet even at its most active, the sun's presence remains familiar and comforting to us. We see only its steady warmth, unchanged in the wide blue sky. Fact 14. Solar flares that whisper fire. A solar flare is like a bright, brief exhale of the sun's energy. It bursts outward from the surface, releasing light across the electromagnetic spectrum. From soft radio waves to bright X-rays, these flares are not explosions like flames on Earth. They are sudden brightenings of plasma, guided by magnetic lines we cannot see. A flare can last minutes or hours, glowing like a sudden spark across the solar surface. To us here on Earth, their effects are subtle and distant, perhaps a shimmer in radio signals or a quiet stirring of auroras near the poles. Yet even these strong events occur with a kind of grace, a reminder that the sun is powerful, but also patient and ancient. Fact 15. Coronal mass. Ejections in the void. Sometimes, the sun releases not just light, but clouds of charged particles, great drifting plumes of solar wind called coronal mass ejections. They travel out into space like gentle breaths, expanding as they go, thinning into the vastness. When these slow-moving clouds reach Earth, our magnetic field curls around them protectively, guiding their energy toward the poles. There, the particles meet the upper atmosphere, and the sky begins to glow. Ribbons of green, purple, and rose swirl softly, like curtains of silk in a high, silent cathedral of night. These auroras are the sun's distant whisper, a gentle touch of its presence, carried across millions of miles. Fact 16. The sun's magnetic heartbeat. Deep within the sun, Slow rolling currents of plasma create magnetic fields that weave and twist throughout the star. These fields rise and fall in strength, like a quiet, invisible pulse. Though we cannot see magnetism directly, we witness its effects in the sun's patterns, its storms, flares, and shifting surface features. This magnetic heartbeat follows no hurry. It changes over years, not moments, moving with patience that matches the scale of a star. The sun's magnetic rhythm influences the entire solar system, guiding streams of charged particles and shaping the space weather that brushes past Earth. Even now, as you breathe slowly, the sun is moving through one long, calm cycle of change, steady and sure. Fact 17. The sunspot's temporary shadow. Sometimes, when magnetic fields become strong in a certain area, they create sunspots, dark, cooler patches that appear upon the sun's glowing surface. These spots are not truly cold. They are simply slightly less warm than the surrounding light, which makes them look like shadows on golden fire. Sunspots can be small, or they can grow to the size of planets, drifting and changing shape over days and weeks. They are temporary visitors, appearing, wandering, and fading back into brightness. If we could watch them in real time, their slow movement would feel like clouds passing across a summer sky. Their presence is a reminder that even the sun has gentle variations, quiet patterns of dark and light playing across its surface. Fact 18. The 11-year solar cycle. The sun follows an elegant rhythm, known as the solar cycle. Every 11 years or so, its magnetic fields slowly reorganize, shifting from calm to active and back again. During the quieter years, fewer sunspots appear, and the sun's surface looks smooth and serene. As the cycle moves toward its peak, sunspots multiply, flares become more frequent, and the sun glows with a slightly livelier energy. Yet this change is never rushed. It unfolds like the seasons, gradual, natural, and endlessly repeating. We live our entire lives within just a few of these long golden cycles, each one a gentle turning of our star's great clock. And through them all, the sun continues to shine steadily, offering warmth and constant presence. Fact 19. The corona's pale crown. Surrounding the sun is a vast, delicate halo called the corona. It is faint, extending millions of miles into space, woven from soft, glowing plasma. Most days, we can't see it from Earth because the sun's brightness overwhelms everything nearby. But during a total solar eclipse, when the moon softly covers the sun's face, the corona appears, a white silky crown spreading into the darkened sky. It looks fragile, like gossamer threads drifting in still air, yet it is incredibly hot, far hotter than the sun's surface. Scientists are still learning why this outer atmosphere shines with such intense heat. The corona is a mystery made of light, a quiet, shimmering veil at the edge of our star. Fact 20. Light born in silence. Every moment, deep inside the sun, light is created in perfect silence. There is no sound in the sun's core, only pressure, heat, and the quiet merging of atoms. The energy released from fusion forms photons, tiny packets of light, each beginning a long, gentle journey outward. They move slowly at first, crowded and redirected by dense plasma, drifting like lanterns through a thick fog. This is not a rush or a burst. It is a slow unfurling of brightness spreading patiently from the heart of the sun. By the time this light escapes into space, it has transformed countless times, softened through distance into the sunlight we know. Warm, familiar, and quietly golden. Fact 21. The long journey of a photon. Once a photon finally reaches the sun's surface, its world changes completely. No longer slowed by dense layers of starfire, it slips free into space and begins to travel at the speed of light. It crosses the great distance between the sun and Earth in just over 8 minutes. That journey spans 93 million miles. Yet to a photon, it is the simplest of motions, a straight path through quiet darkness. The light that reaches your window each morning may have begun its journey inside the sun before early forests covered Earth, before oceans looked the way they do now. It touches your skin as warmth, your eyes as brightness, a gentle traveler from the heart of a star. Fact 22. The sunlight that touches Earth. When sunlight reaches Earth, it arrives as a gentle rain of warmth and brightness. It lights the skies, stirs the winds, and glimmers across oceans and leaves. Though it has traveled through cold, empty space, it arrives here as comfort, familiar, soft, and full of life. Sunlight filters through clouds in pale beams and lays golden blankets across fields in the late afternoon. It turns morning horizons into quiet paintings and evening skies into soft, fading gold. The warmth you feel when sunlight rests on your skin is the same warmth that began deep in the sun's core, countless ages ago. It is a gift that travels far and arrives tenderly. Fact 23. Light as warmth. Sunlight warms the surface of the Earth slowly, evenly, patiently. It lifts temperatures just enough to keep oceans liquid and winds moving. Without it, our world would be silent and frozen, a sphere of ice drifting in darkness. But with the sun, Earth becomes a place where warmth lingers in the air, where breezes stir gently, where water flows and clouds float. The heat we feel from the sun does not burn or roar. It softens. It turns winter's edge into spring's first thaw, and summer evenings into gentle twilight. This warmth is not only physical, it is emotional, a presence that touches our moods, our memories, and the quiet feeling of simply being alive. Fact 24. Light as life. Sunlight is the quiet beginning of nearly every living thing on Earth. Plants gather its energy through photosynthesis, turning sunlight, air, and water into food, soft green alchemy. This creates the oxygen we breathe and the energy that supports forests, fields, and oceans. Every leaf, every blade of grass, every tree trunk rising toward the sky is shaped by light. Even the food we eat, whether plant or animal, can be traced back to sunlight that first fell upon the Earth. In this way, the sun is woven into every heartbeat, every breath, every quiet moment of life. We are living reflections of starlight. Fact 25. Photosynthesis, green alchemy. All across the Earth, in forests, meadows, gardens, and oceans, sunlight is quietly being transformed. Plants, algae, and tiny microscopic life gather sunlight and use it to create energy, a process called photosynthesis. With gentle precision, they combine sunlight with carbon dioxide and water to make sugars that fuel growth. This is the quiet workshop of life. Every leaf lifts itself toward the sun. Every blade of grass turns to catch its glow. Even towering trees, older than cities or nations, rely on this same simple dance with light. Through photosynthesis, the sun becomes food, breath, and color. The green of the Earth is sunlight made visible, a soft echo of the star that warms us. Fact 26. The sun and the seasons. The Earth does not stand straight as it orbits the sun. It tilts ever so gently. Because of this tilt, different parts of the planet lean toward or away from the sun throughout the year, creating the seasons. When your part of the Earth leans toward the sun, the days grow longer and warmer, and summer unfolds softly. When the Earth tilts away, the sun sits lower in the sky, and winter arrives with quiet rest. The changing angle of sunlight shapes the rhythm of life on our planet. Migrations, blooming, hibernation, and the turning of leaves. The seasons are a reflection of our slow dance with the sun, a gentle and eternal waltz through the year. Fact 27. The sun's role in weather. Every breeze, every cloud, every shifting pattern of weather begins with the sun. When sunlight warms the earth, some places heat more quickly than others. Warm air rises, cool air moves in, oceans release their stored heat, and winds begin to flow. Storms swirl, raindrops form, snow gathers in soft blankets, all guided by the energy that started its journey in the heart of our star. Yet we rarely think of weather as sunlight in motion. When we feel wind against our skin, we are really feeling the touch of the sun, traveling through air and water. The sun is present in every gentle breeze and every quiet ripple of clouds drifting across the sky. Fact 28. The winds that begin at the sun. The sun is always releasing a gentle stream of charged particles into space. This stream is called the solar wind, though it makes no sound and cannot be felt by touch. It flows outward in all directions, carrying traces of the sun's breath to the farthest edges of the solar system. As it travels, it brushes past planets and comets, shaping their magnetic fields and tails. Though the solar wind moves swiftly, there is a softness to it, a quiet spreading presence that fills the space between worlds. It is the unseen thread that connects every planet to the star that warms them. Fact 29. The aurora's gentle curtains. When the solar wind reaches Earth, our planet's magnetic field guides the charged particles toward the north and south poles. There, they meet the thin, high edges of our atmosphere and gently stir the gases waiting in the dark. As these particles dance with oxygen and nitrogen in the sky, light begins to bloom in slow, rippling waves. Green, rose, violet, and blue shimmer like silk poured into water. These are the auroras, northern lights in the Arctic, southern lights in the Antarctic. They move without sound, without rush, a silent play of color written across the night. The auroras are the sun's faraway whisper, a reminder that we live in the glow of a star. Fact 30. Space weather, quiet and wild. The sun's activity, its winds, flares, and shifting magnetic fields, creates what we call space weather. Unlike the storms and breezes of Earth, space weather is silent and invisible, yet it gently influences our planet. It can shape radio waves, guide the glow of auroras, and nudge the edges of our magnetic shield. Most of the time, this space weather is mild, unfolding with the patience of a long tide. But sometimes, during active periods in the solar cycle, space weather grows livelier, sending stronger winds across the solar system. Even then, Earth rests safely within its magnetic cocoon, wrapped in layers of calm protection. The sun may be dynamic, but its relationship with Earth is deeply balanced, a stable warmth in the dark. Fact 31. The sun and the planets. The sun holds every planet in the solar system in a quiet, steady orbit. Its gravity extends outward like an invisible embrace, guiding each world along its path. The planets do not circle in perfect circles, but in gentle ellipses, each year marking a new loop in their endless travel. Closer planets move swiftly, while those farther away drift at a slower, more languid pace. Yet no matter their speed or distance, each one moves in harmony with the sun's pull. The solar system is not a chaotic dance, but a slow waltz, worlds gliding in calm, predictable arcs, warmed and guided by the star at the center. Fact 32. Mercury's scorched surface. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, a small rocky world that circles its star in just 88 days. Daylight there is fierce, with sunlight pouring down, unfiltered by air. Its surface grows scorching hot, while its long nights fall into deep cold, because Mercury has almost no atmosphere to hold warmth. Yet Mercury remains silent, still, and steady, a world of ancient craters and frozen shadows. It reflects sunlight in pale, muted tones, like stone warmed by a distant fire. From space, Mercury appears quiet and bare, yet its closeness to the Sun makes it a living witness to the star's brilliance, a world resting beside the hearth of our solar home. Fact 33. Venus in golden haze. Venus, the second planet, glows softly in our sky, bright enough to be seen even before dawn or after sunset. But up close, Venus is wrapped in thick clouds that swirl like slow-moving cream, reflecting sunlight in a constant golden haze. Its atmosphere is dense and heavy, holding in heat until the planet becomes warmer than any other in the solar system. The sunlight that reaches Venus does not leave easily. It lingers, held close by clouds that never clear. Though its surface is hidden, the planet shines with gentle radiance from afar. Venus is a reminder that each world responds to sunlight in its own way. Some reflect, some hold. All are shaped by the star they orbit. Fact 34. Earth in the warm Middle Earth rests in a gentle place between too hot and too cold, the habitable zone, where sunlight arrives in just the right measure. Here, oceans can flow, air can linger, and life can breathe. Sunlight touches the earth in cycles. Dawn's first light, the amber warmth of afternoon, the slow twilight fade. Our planet responds to this rhythm with waves of life. Blooming forests, flowing tides, migrations across land and sea. We often forget how delicately balanced Earth's warmth truly is, how perfectly placed our world is in its orbit. We live in the quiet comfort of a soft, golden distance from the sun, a distance that allows life to unfold gently, day after day. Fact 35. Mars, beneath a faint sun. Farther from the sun, the light reaches Mars with a quieter touch. Its days are cooler, its skies tinted with dusty rose. The sun appears smaller in the Martian sky, a pale disk instead of a bright blaze. Yet sunlight still warms the red sands and carves shadows across ancient valleys and mountains. Mars once had rivers and lakes that reflected sunlight, glimmering like small oceans under a gentler sky. Though much of that water has slipped away or frozen, the planet still holds the memory of warmer days within its rocks and soil. Mars is a place where sunlight feels slow and distant, a soft echo of the warmth we know on Earth. Fact 36. The asteroid. Belt's glimmering drift between Mars and Jupiter lies a wide, quiet region filled with drifting stones, the asteroid belt. Sunlight reaches these rocks with a dim, silvery glow, reflecting softly off their surfaces. Some are small as pebbles. Others are mountains floating alone in space. They do not form a crowded field, but instead drift far apart, each one traveling its own silent path. These stones are remnants from the early days of the solar system, pieces that never gathered into a planet. The sun still watches over them, guiding each orbit, warming them just enough to shimmer faintly in the dark. They are the quiet memory of creation, ancient, wandering, peaceful. Fact 37. Jupiter's gravitational shield. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system, a vast, swirling world of gas and cloud. Its gravity is strong, so strong that it acts as a gentle guardian to the inner planets. Comets and asteroids that might drift toward Earth are often pulled aside, caught in Jupiter's wide embrace. The planet moves like a slow, thoughtful giant, wrapped in bands of cream, tan, and soft red. Storms swirl there for centuries, yet from afar, Jupiter appears calm, its clouds blending in broad, quiet strokes. It does not shine with its own light, but reflects the sun's glow in soft tones. A watchful presence, standing between us and the deep, wandering dark. Fact 38. Saturn's rings in sunlight. Saturn drifts farther from the sun, where light grows cooler and more delicate. Here, the sun appears smaller, but still touches Saturn with a gentle pale gold. Its rings, made of ice and dust, catch that sunlight and scatter it like fine crystal. Seen from afar, the rings look solid, but up close, they are a delicate cloud of shimmering particles, each one reflecting starlight. They orbit Saturn in graceful arcs, layer upon layer of quiet motion. The rings are ancient, older than human history, yet they move with the lightness of lace carried on a breeze. In the dim sunlight of Saturn's orbit, they glow softly, a cosmic halo floating in silence. Fact 39. The distant ice giants beyond Saturn lie Uranus and Neptune, the ice giants. The sun's light reaches them like a whisper, faint, blue-tinted, and calm. On these worlds, day unfolds in soft twilight, and night is nearly the same. Their atmospheres swirl in deep blues and muted greens, touched only gently by golden rays that have traveled so far. Uranus tilts dramatically on its side, rolling through orbit like a slow, drifting sphere. Neptune's winds dance quietly in endless patient motion. Out here, the sun is not a blazing fire. It is a distant lantern, steady and small, guiding these faraway worlds in quiet circles through the dark. Fact 40. The Kuiper Belt's frosted shores. Far beyond Neptune lies a quiet region called the Kuiper Belt, a wide ring of icy worlds and drifting fragments. Here, the sun's light is faint, arriving like a distant memory of warmth. The objects in this region are ancient, unchanged for billions of years, holding secrets from the solar system's earliest days. Surfaces here glimmer with frost, reflecting the sun in soft, pale glints. Pluto, Eris, and many smaller worlds drift peacefully through this frozen expanse. This is the sun's dim frontier, where its warmth lingers softly but cannot quite thaw the ancient ice. Yet even here, the sun remains a guiding presence, a quiet heartbeat at the center of everything. Fact 41. Comets. Reflecting ancient light. Comets come from the cold, outer regions of the solar system, where sunlight is only a faint shimmer. They are made of ice, dust, and frozen traces of the early universe. But when a comet travels inward toward the sun, its ice begins to warm and turn to vapor, forming a glowing tail that streams behind it. The sun lights this tail from afar, making it shimmer across the night sky like a silver brushstroke. To ancient cultures, comets were messengers, travelers from realms unseen. Even now, when we watch a comet pass by, we are seeing sunlight reflected off something older than Earth itself, a traveler carrying the memory of the solar system's dawn. Fact 42. Solar influence at the edge of space. The sun's reach extends far beyond the planets, stretching deep into interstellar space. Its solar wind creates a vast bubble around the solar system, a gentle boundary called the heliosphere. Inside this bubble, the sun's breath flows outward, soft and steady. Outside it, the winds from other stars drift in the great ocean of the galaxy. Where these two forces meet, there is a quiet balance. a place of stillness so distant that light takes hours to travel across it. This is the edge of the sun's influence, the boundary of our celestial home. Beyond it, the galaxy continues endlessly, waiting in silent, star-filled dark. Fact 43. The heliosphere's protective bubble. The sun's solar wind forms a vast, invisible bubble around the entire solar system called the heliosphere. It is not a solid shell, but a flowing boundary of charged particles that moves outward in all directions. Within this bubble, the sun's presence is felt, a quiet influence that guards the planets from much of the high-energy radiation drifting between the stars. The heliosphere is like a soft, protective cocoon, shaped not by walls, but by gentle motion. Every planet, moon, and comet travels within this luminous shelter. Even the coldest worlds at the outer edges move under the sun's steady watch, held in its subtle embrace. Fact 44. The solar system's outer border. There is a place where the solar wind slows and the sun's gentle breath begins to fade. This region is called the heliopause, the quiet edge between our solar system and interstellar space. Here, the solar wind meets the winds of other stars, and they press softly against one another in balance. The heliopause is far beyond Pluto, beyond the Kuiper Belt, farther than any planet or moon. Only a few spacecraft, like Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, have reached this distant threshold. When they crossed it, they left the sun's familiar neighborhood and entered the deep, silent ocean of the galaxy. Yet even there, the sun remains visible, a small star shining softly in a vast, dark sea. Fact 45. Where the sun's breath grows thin. As sunlight travels across distance, it softens. Close to the sun, it is warm and bright, but far away, it becomes faint. A pale whisper of radiance. In the outer reaches of the solar system, light no longer warms ice or stone. It simply drifts past, gentle and thin, like a memory of warmth. Yet even here, in the cold, the sun still provides direction. Its gravity remains strong enough to guide the orbits of distant worlds and icy wanderers. At these far edges, the sun becomes not a blaze of heat, but a single bright star, distant, constant, and quietly watching over its celestial family. Fact 46. The sun in the Milky Way. The sun is not alone in the universe. It travels through a galaxy filled with hundreds of billions of stars, each one shining, with its own quiet story. From afar, the sun would look like a single golden point among countless others, no brighter and no grander than most. But here, from Earth, it feels vast and close, the center of our sky and our days. The Milky Way cradles the sun in one of its graceful, spiraling arms, a soft swirl of stars, gas, and dust drifting together across unimaginable distances. Our star is part of something far larger, a gentle spark in the great slow wheel of the galaxy. Fact 47. A star among many. When we look at the night sky, we are seeing other suns, stars with their own light, their own pathways, perhaps their own worlds in orbit. Some are young and bright, glowing with the fierce energy of new creation. Others are ancient, burning slowly in their quiet twilight. The sun is considered an average star, not too large, not too small, not too hot, not too cool. Yet to us, it is extraordinary because it is ours. It is the star that shapes our days, guides our seasons, and warms our world. Even ordinary things can become remarkable when they are close to the heart. Fact 48. Our position in the galactic arm. The sun rests within a region of the Milky Way known as the Orion Arm, a gentle spur of stars tucked between larger, brighter arms of the galaxy. This arm drifts slowly, completing one full orbit around the galaxy only once every 230 million years. During that time, stars rise and fade, oceans form and disappear, mountains grow and crumble. Yet the sun continues its path with steady patience. From our place in the Orion Arm, the night sky opens like a soft curtain of starlight, letting us see the band of the Milky Way stretching across the dark. We live in a quiet neighborhood of the cosmos, peaceful, star-filled, and beautifully still. Fact 49. The Sun's gentle galactic orbit. The Sun does not stand still in space. It moves in a wide, graceful path around the center of the Milky Way. This journey is slow and steady, carrying the entire solar system with it. Every planet, moon, and drifting fragment of dust. The Sun travels at great speed, yet space is so vast that the movement feels almost motionless to us. There is no rush in this voyage, only patience. As Earth spins on its axis and orbits the Sun itself drifts through the galaxy like a lantern carried by a calm, unending tide. We are always moving, always traveling, even as we stand still. Fact 50. The long stellar year. The time it takes for the Sun to complete one full orbit around the center of the Milky Way is called a galactic year. One of these years lasts about 230 million Earth years. In just one galactic year, entire species can rise, flourish, and become memory. Continents shift, mountains lift and fall, oceans form and fade. When the Sun last stood in this same place in the galaxy, Earth was home to early dinosaurs, and the world was warm and green in different ways than today. This slow orbit reminds us that time in the cosmos moves in deep, gentle currents, far longer and quieter than the span of a human life. We are brief, but we are part of something vast. Fact 51. The color of our star. Though we often call the Sun a yellow star, its true color is closer to a soft, pure white. When sunlight passes through Earth's atmosphere, the air scatters the light, making the Sun appear yellow or golden to our eyes. Above the atmosphere, in the quiet darkness of space, the Sun shines with a calm, white radiance, bright, steady, and even. Its light holds all the colors of the spectrum, woven together into a gentle, balanced glow. This light is the canvas on which every sunrise and sunset is painted, every shadow cast, every reflection glimmering on water. The Sun does not merely shine, it illuminates. Fact 52. A yellow star that shines white. From afar, the Sun shines with a gentle white glow, a balanced blend of all colors of light. But when that light enters Earth's atmosphere, tiny particles of air scatter it. The shorter, bluer wavelengths are scattered more widely, and the longer, warmer wavelengths continue forward. This scattering softens the Sun's color, tinting it golden as we see it from the ground. So the yellow Sun, we know, is shaped by our sky, by the thin layer of air that wraps our world. The Sun itself is a quiet white lantern in space, steady and calm, shining with a full symphony of visible light. Fact 53. Why the sky is blue. The sky appears blue for that same gentle reason, scattering. When sunlight enters the atmosphere, the tiny molecules of air scatter the blue part of the light more than the red. That scattered blue light is what fills the sky from horizon to horizon, creating the endless dome of soft color we see each day. The blue is not a surface or a shell. It is simply sunlight interacting with air. A delicate exchange, repeating every moment. The sky is blue because sunlight is gentle, and because our atmosphere cradles it tenderly, spreading its color like watercolor across the day. Fact 54. Sunsets painted by air. When the Sun moves lower in the sky, its light travels through more of the atmosphere, Along this longer path, the blue and green light is scattered away, leaving only the warm reds, oranges, and golds to reach our eyes. The sky becomes a painting. Deep amber at the horizon, rose and lavender farther up, fading into early night. Each sunset is shaped by tiny influences: soft winds, thin clouds, the hush of moisture in the air. No two sunsets are the same, yet each one feels familiar, comforting, slow. When we watch the sky glow in evening colors, we are watching the sun say goodnight in hues shaped gently by the breath of the earth itself. Fact 55. The reddening horizon. When the sun sits low at the edge of the sky, its light must travel through a greater depth of air before it reaches us. Along this longer path, the cooler blue tones are scattered away, leaving only warm golden and red wavelengths to continue forward. This is why sunrise and sunset glow with such deep color, why the horizon becomes a soft ember of light. These colors are gentle echoes of distance and atmosphere, of sunlight softened by the breath of our world. The reddening horizon is a daily reminder that the sun is patient, steady, and constant, always returning, always departing, always promising a new dawn. Fact 56. The sun's diameter and scale. The sun is immense, so large that more than 1 million Earths could fit inside it. Yet size in space feels different than size on Earth. There are no edges to compare it to, no walls or mountains to lend perspective. The sun fills its own space quietly, a sphere of glowing plasma held in perfect balance by gravity and light. Its surface, though distant, shapes every day of our lives. When we look at the sun from Earth, we see only a gentle disk in the sky, small enough to fit behind your thumb. But that tiny silhouette belongs to something vast enough to illuminate worlds. Fact 57. The sun, compared to other stars. In the wide reaches of the galaxy, stars come in many sizes and shades. Some are enormous and brilliant, burning with fierce blue-white light. Others are small and dim, glowing softly for trillions of years. Our sun rests in the comforting middle, a stable, warm, and reliable star known as a yellow dwarf. It is neither the largest nor the smallest, neither the youngest nor the oldest. This gentle balance is part of what allows life to flourish on Earth. A steady star creates a steady home. In being ordinary, the sun becomes extraordinary to us, the quiet heart of our daily world, shining with patience and continuity. Fact 58. Giants and dwarfs of the cosmos. Stars come in many forms, some as small as Earth, others so large they could swallow our entire solar system with room to spare. The largest stars burn hot and bright, living brief and radiant lives before fading into memory. The smallest stars, cool and quiet, can shine for trillions of years, longer than our minds can easily imagine. In this wide spectrum, our sun rests in the gentle center, warm enough to glow with golden light, calm enough to endure for billions of years. The cosmos holds blazing giants and tiny embers alike, yet each shines in its own rhythm. Our sun is simply one voice in this great choir of starlight, steady and peaceful. Fact 59. The sun's middle age. The sun is neither young nor old. It rests in a calm stage of its life known as the main sequence, a time of balance and steady shining. It has been glowing for about 4.6 billion years, and it will continue to shine for billions more. In this middle age, its fusion is stable, its light unwavering, its warmth dependable. There are no sudden changes, no rush, no hurry. The sun exists in a period of quiet contentment, like a lantern with a long and gentle flame. This stability gives Earth a sense of enduring familiarity. Seasons that return. Daylight that arrives every morning without fail. We live in the long, calm summer of our star. Fact 60. Stable in its shining. What makes the sun so peaceful is the delicate balance between gravity pulling inward and fusion pushing outward. This balance keeps the sun round, warm, and constant. If fusion grew stronger, the sun would expand. If gravity grew stronger, it would contract. But instead, the two forces meet in perfect harmony, creating a quiet equilibrium that has lasted for ages. It is because of this balance that the sun does not flicker or fade from day to day. Its light is steady, like a steady breath, present, dependable, gentle. We rise, sleep, grow, and dream beneath a star that simply keeps shining. Fact 61. The sun in ancient myth. Long before science described the sun as a star, humans looked up and wondered. They watched the sun rise each morning, lighting the world, and set each evening, returning everything to soft darkness. To many ancient cultures, this daily rhythm felt alive, purposeful, meaningful. They saw the sun as a presence, a guardian, a guide, a giver of warmth. Stories grew to explain its journey across the sky. A radiant chariot, a divine eye, a golden ship sailing through the heavens. Even without our modern understanding, people sensed the sun's importance. They saw it as the gentle heart of life itself, shining with quiet constancy. Fact 62. The sun is God, guide, guardian. Across civilizations, the sun held a sacred place. In Egypt, the sun was Ra, traveling the sky by day and the underworld by night. In Japan, the sun was Amaterasu, a goddess whose light nourished the land. In the Inca Empire, the sun was Inti, the father of kings and bringer of harvests. In many native cultures, the sun was not a ruler, but a companion, a warm spirit who watched over the world. Though the names and stories differed, the feeling was the same. The sun was a source of life, a symbol of renewal, a quiet protector. Human hearts recognized what science would later confirm: we depend on the sun in every breath we take. Fact 63. Sun worship. Across cultures, temples, monuments, and stone circles were built in honor of the sun. Many were aligned precisely to greet sunrise on certain days of the year, the solstices and equinoxes. Stonehenge, the pyramids of Giza, and ancient observatories in the Americas all reflect this quiet devotion. These structures were not only places of worship, but also calendars made of light. They marked the turning of seasons, the shifting of shadows, the arrival of harvest time. To ancient people, sunlight was not merely illumination. It was guidance, rhythm, time itself. Even today, we feel something sacred in dawn and dusk, something calm, promising, and eternal. Fact 64. Sundials. Time carved in light. Before clocks and numbers measured the day, people used the sun to understand time. A simple stick placed in the ground would cast a shadow that shifted as the sun moved across the sky. This shadow traced a slow, graceful arc, marking morning, noon, and evening with quiet precision. Sundials became tools of harmony rather than urgency. They did not tick or hurry. They simply showed the natural rhythm of light. Time in those days was something to observe, not chase. A sundial reminds us that time flows gently, guided by the sun's patient path across the sky. Fact 65. The first astronomers. As humans watched the sun and stars, patterns began to emerge. They noticed the lengthening of shadows, the rising of constellations, the return of seasons. These early observers, farmers, sailors, priests, and storytellers, became the first astronomers. They learned to track the sun's position, to know when to plant, when to sail, when to celebrate. Their observations were made with quiet attention, year after year, generation after generation. With no telescopes, no satellites, just careful eyes and deep patience, they came to understand the world and its place beneath the sun. Their knowledge was a gift passed gently from one age to the next. Fact 66. When we learned the sun is a star. For a long time, people believed the sun was unlike any other light in the sky. It seemed too near, too warm, too important to be just another star. But as telescopes improved and our understanding expanded, astronomers discovered something quietly extraordinary. The sun is one star among billions. The same forces that shape distant stars shape our own. The same fusion, the same glow, the same balance of gravity and light. This realization did not make the sun feel smaller. It made the universe feel larger, more connected, more full of possibility. We are part of a family of stars, and our sun is simply the one that watches over us most closely. Fact 67. The birth of modern solar science. As science grew, so did our desire to understand the sun more deeply. With telescopes, prisms, and careful observations, astronomers began to study the sun's light, separating it into colors to reveal hidden patterns. They learned that sunlight carries information about temperature, movement, and the elements within the sun's atmosphere. By listening to the sun's vibrations and watching the slow changes on its surface, they began to read the sun's inner rhythms. Modern solar science does not break the sun apart to understand it. It learns by watching, listening, and patiently tracing patterns that unfold over years. Knowledge grew gently, like dawn spreading across a quiet sky. Fact 68. Observing the sun safely. The sun's light is beautiful and life-giving, but also powerful. To study it directly, we must protect our eyes, because even a brief glance can be harmful. Astronomers use special filters that soften the sun's glare, allowing its surface to be seen in detail. These filters reveal sunspots drifting slowly across the glowing surface, delicate loops of plasma arcing above it, and flares rising like silent waves of fire. When eclipses occur, people gather with protective glasses to watch the sun's face gently covered by the moon. These moments remind us to admire the sun with respect, not from fear, but from understanding its strength. Even wonders require care. Fact 69. Solar telescopes and spacecraft. Some telescopes are built specifically to watch the sun, focusing only on its light and movement. They observe the sun from the ground when the sky is clear, but the clearest views come from space itself. Spacecraft, such as SOHO and SDO, hover in quiet orbits, capturing constant images of the sun in wavelengths our eyes cannot see. In these wavelengths, the sun appears in gold, violet, rose, and deep orange, each revealing a different layer of its atmosphere. Other missions travel closer, drifting into the sun's wind to measure temperature, magnetism, and motion. These spacecraft are like quiet messengers, sending home stories of the star that warms us. Fact 70. The Parker Solar Probe's brave descent. The Parker Solar Probe is the first spacecraft to fly directly into the sun's outer atmosphere. It travels closer than any mission before it, dipping again and again into the sun's warm, radiant wind. To survive this journey, it carries a special shield made to reflect heat, allowing its instruments to rest in cool darkness even while sunlight pours around it. The probe does not rush. It approaches in slow, looping orbits, drawing nearer each time, like a moth circling a lantern. but with quiet intention and care. As it travels, it sends back whispers of data, the shape of magnetic fields, the texture of solar wind, the pulse of energy near the sun's glowing face. It is a traveler wrapped in silence, listening to a star. Fact 71. Helioseismology, listening to a star. Scientists have learned to study the sun not only by sight, but by sound, or rather, by vibrations. Just as the Earth has earthquakes, the sun has sunquakes, gentle ripples that move through its layers. These vibrations cause tiny shifts in brightness and motion on the surface, almost too subtle to see. By measuring them, scientists can understand what is happening deep inside, in places where no light can escape. It is like listening to the heartbeat of a star. These waves tell us how temperature changes, how plasma rises and falls, and how energy flows through the sun's layers. The sun speaks in a language of motion, slow, rhythmic, continuous. Fact 72. The language of sunquakes. Sunquakes travel through the sun like soft waves in a vast ocean. Each wave carries information about the path it has taken, shaped by pressure, heat, and density along the way. By studying these waves, scientists create maps of the sun's interior, revealing patterns that would otherwise remain unseen. It is a gentle science, one that requires patience and quiet focus, watching the tiniest tremors across a surface of glowing light. The sun does not roar or shout. Its voice is a pulse, a rising and falling hum woven into its very structure. To listen to the sun is to understand that even great forces can speak softly. Fact 73. Measuring the solar wind. The solar wind flows outward from the sun in all directions, a constant stream of charged particles drifting through space. Though invisible, it can be felt by spacecraft that sail through it, their instruments quietly listening to its movement. The wind changes speed and density depending on the sun's activity, sometimes steady, sometimes lively, never hurried. By measuring these changes, scientists learn how energy travels away from the sun and how it shapes the space between planets. The solar wind is like a soft breath spreading through the solar system, linking worlds together in a quiet, unseen web of motion. It is gentle but vast. Reaching places sunlight touches only faintly. Fact 74. Studying sunspots and cycles. Sunspots appear and fade in patterns that repeat across years. By observing these dark, temporary marks on the sun's surface, scientists discovered the solar cycle, a rhythmic rising and falling of activity every 11 years. During calm periods, the sun's surface is smooth and golden. During active periods, sunspots multiply, magnetic fields tangle, and solar winds strengthen. Yet even at its most active, the sun remains constant in its warmth, steady in its presence. Tracking sunspots is like watching the sun breathe, a slow inhale and exhale of energy across time. A reminder that even stars have seasons of their own. Fact 75. Mapping solar magnetic fields. The sun's magnetic fields are delicate and complex, threading through its layers like invisible strands of silk. These fields shape everything, from sunspots to flares, to the slow, swirling patterns of plasma on the surface. Scientists use special instruments to map these magnetic lines, tracing how they twist, curl, and stretch through the sun's atmosphere. Sometimes the fields loop upward, forming graceful arches that glow softly in wavelengths our eyes cannot see. Other times, they rearrange themselves, releasing stored energy with quiet intensity. Yet through all these shifts, the sun remains balanced, its magnetic heart beating in slow, steady rhythms. The sun's fields are not chaotic. They are patterns of calm complexity, unfolding like tides of light. Fact 76. Understanding. Solar flares. Solar flares are brief brightenings on the sun's surface, where magnetic energy is released in a sudden wave of light. They are not loud or fiery in the way flames are on Earth. In the vacuum of space, there is no sound, no crackle, only motion and glow. When a flare occurs, loops of plasma rise like slow, arching tides, guided by magnetic lines we cannot see. The flare may last only minutes or hours, but the light it releases travels across the solar system. From Earth, we rarely notice a flare unless we are looking through special telescopes. Yet each one is a reminder that the sun is dynamic, a living ocean of light, always in graceful motion. Fact 77. Predicting space weather. Just as we forecast weather in the sky above Earth, scientists also forecast the weather of space. They watch the sun's surface, tracking sunspots, flares, and the shifting shapes of magnetic fields. These patterns tell us when solar winds might strengthen or when a flare may send a wave of particles toward our planet. Knowing this helps protect satellites, communication systems, and astronauts living and working beyond Earth's atmosphere. Space weather forecasting is quiet, analytical, and deeply patient. It requires watching the sun like one watches the tide, not with urgency, but with steady awareness. The sun speaks in patterns, and we are learning to listen gently. Fact 78. Protecting satellites and astronauts. Earth is wrapped in a protective magnetic field that shields the surface from most of the charged particles carried by the solar wind. But satellites orbiting high above the atmosphere and astronauts traveling beyond it feel the sun's influence more directly. To keep them safe, engineers create spacecraft that can withstand bursts of solar energy, and mission planners choose travel times when the sun is calm. Astronauts on the International Space Station have quiet protocols for sheltering during stronger solar events, resting inside well-shielded areas until the sun settles again. Even in exploration, we move with respect, listening to the rhythms of our star. We travel safely by honoring the balance between curiosity and care. Fact 79. Designing solar observatories. Solar observatories are telescopes built with one purpose: to watch the sun with steady attention. Some are placed on quiet mountaintops where the air is clear and the sky is still. Others float in orbit far above Earth, where no clouds or atmosphere can soften the sun's light. These observatories use special filters that reveal the sun in different wavelengths, showing its surface, its magnetic fields, and the glowing layers that rise above it. The images they collect are not just data. They are portraits of a living star, changing slowly from moment to moment. By watching with patience, we learn the sun's rhythms, its breath, its calm, and its activity. Studying the sun is an act of careful companionship, a long, quiet conversation with light. Fact 80. The future of solar research. As technology grows gentler and more precise, our ability to understand the sun deepens. New spacecraft are being designed to travel closer still, to skim through the sun's wind and listen to its magnetic voice. Ground-based telescopes are being built with mirrors so fine they can see small patterns forming on the sun's surface. In the years ahead, we may learn how the corona becomes so hot, how magnetic fields are born and braided, how solar cycles begin and fade. Yet, even as knowledge increases, the sun will remain what it has always been, a warm and constant presence in our sky. Science does not remove mystery. It allows us to see it more clearly, with softer and more appreciative eyes. Fact 81. Solar power on Earth. The sunlight that touches Earth can be captured and transformed into energy through solar panels. These panels absorb the sun's light and convert it into electricity, quietly, cleanly, without smoke or flame. Solar energy does not need to be mined or burned. It arrives freely, day after day. On rooftops, in wide fields, and even floating on lakes, solar panels gather sunlight like leaves on a tree. In this way, we mirror nature, turning light into life and warmth. Solar power offers a gentle promise that we can light our homes and cities using the same steady glow that nurtures forests and oceans, a peaceful exchange between our star and the world it warms. Fact 82. Light turned into electricity. Solar panels work through a gentle kind of alchemy. When sunlight touches certain materials, it encourages their electrons to move, not in chaos, but in smooth, steady motion. This movement becomes electricity, flowing quietly along wires to power lights, homes, and cities. There is no flame, no sound, no smoke, just sunlight becoming motion. In this way, energy that began in the sun's core, born from fusion, shaped by light, softened by distance, becomes part of our daily lives. A lamp glowing in a quiet room, a phone warming in your hand, a home filled with soft evening light. All can trace their energy back to a star gently shining across space. Fact 83. The quiet rise of solar panels. At first, solar panels were rare, seen only in research stations and remote places. But slowly, they began appearing on rooftops, on schools, on farms, and on city buildings. Not with fanfare, but with stillness. Their growth has been gradual, like vines spreading across a garden trellis. Each panel sits quietly, needing no fuel and asking for no noise. Their presence is a reminder that change can happen softly, through small steps made again and again. The world is slowly learning to gather light directly, just as leaves have done for millions of years. Our technology begins to echo nature, simple, patient, and illuminated. Fact 84. Solar farms, like shimmering lakes. In some places, wide fields of solar panels stretch toward the horizon, glittering gently under the sun. From above, they look like calm lakes of glass, reflecting the sky in deep, quiet tones. These solar farms move no earth, burn no forests, and require no roar of industry, just space and sunlight. Birds may fly overhead, breezes pass through, and grass may sway beneath the panels. They gather energy the way a meadow gathers morning dew, softly, constantly, without taking more than what is given. A solar farm is not just a power source, it is a landscape shaped by light, still and serene. Fact 85. The dream of solar space arrays. Some scientists imagine gathering sunlight not only on Earth, but in space, where the sun's light is pure, constant, and uninterrupted. Solar arrays placed high above the planet could collect this steady light and beam the energy softly downward. Up there, no clouds drift by, no night falls, no seasons interrupt the glow. The light is continuous, like a never-ending dawn. Such arrays would float like quiet wings in orbit, unfolding slowly in the emptiness. Though still a dream for the future, the idea reminds us that the sun gives without limit, and that our ability to receive may grow as gently and steadily as the day. Fact 86. The sun as clean, endless energy. The sun has shone for billions of years, and it will shine for billions more. Its light arrives daily, unforced and unclaimed, touching everything with equal grace. Unlike fuels that are dug from the ground or burned in haste, sunlight is a gift that renews itself every moment. We do not need to make more. We only need to receive what is already there. If the world leaned even softly into the sun's generous offering, much of what we worry about could quiet. The sun does not ask us to hurry, only to notice its presence, to gather gently, to live in rhythm with the light. Fact 87. The sun's role in climate balance. The sun warms the earth, but Earth itself decides how much of that warmth to hold. Our atmosphere acts like a soft blanket, keeping heat near the surface so that oceans remain liquid and life can flourish. But when this blanket becomes too thick, the warmth grows stronger than needed. Understanding the sun's influence helps us understand our world, how wind moves, how ice forms and melts, how seasons shift across time. The sun provides steady energy. It is the balance of Earth's air, water, and land that shapes our climate's delicate dance. We are learning to listen, to adjust, to honor the harmony that has cradled life for so long. Fact 88. The delicate comfort zone. Earth orbits the sun at just the right distance, not too near, where oceans would boil, and not too far, where they would freeze into silence. This gentle region is sometimes called the habitable zone, but you might think of it as the warm middle, a place where life can rest and grow. In this zone, sunlight arrives with a steady softness, warming seas, stirring breezes, nurturing forests, and coral reefs. If Earth had formed even a little closer or a little farther, everything would be different. We live in a subtle harmony of distance and light, a balancing point held by quiet cosmic patience. Our planet is cradled in a warmth that is neither harsh nor faint, just enough. Fact 89. The importance of Earth's atmosphere. The sun gives warmth, but Earth's atmosphere holds it close. This thin, invisible layer of air protects us from the cold emptiness of space and shields us from the sun's stronger rays. It scatters light into blue skies and gathers soft warmth into the world below. Within this delicate shell, every breath is shared by trees, oceans, animals, and people. Our atmosphere is not just air. It is a gentle filter, a blanket, a cradle of life. Though we may not think about it as we breathe or walk beneath the sky, this thin blue veil is what allows Earth to bloom in sunlight. It is one of the quiet miracles of our world. Fact 90. The sun and the blue planet's future. The sun will continue to shine steadily for millions of generations yet to come. Day by day, it will warm oceans, turn seasons, and paint skies with dawn and dusk. But Earth is not still. It changes softly over time. Continents drift, climates shift, ice grows and melts, life adapts again and again. The sunlight remains constant, but how we receive and reflect it will shape our future. If we listen to the balance of warmth and air, ocean and land, we can continue to live in the sun's gentle glow. Our future rests not in controlling the sun, but in learning to live in harmony with the light we are given. Fact 91. The sun slowly changes over time. Although the sun appears constant from day to day, it changes very slowly across vast stretches of time. The fusion within its core gradually converts hydrogen into helium, and this process gently alters the balance inside the sun. As millions of years pass, the sun's temperature and brightness shift just a little, so little that no single generation would ever notice. To us, the sun seems timeless, steady, unchanging. But across billions of years, it evolves, just like every living thing and every star. The sun's life is a long and peaceful unfolding, and we are here for only a brief and gentle moment within it. Fact 92. The brightening of the sun. As the sun slowly transforms hydrogen into helium, it becomes gradually brighter. This brightening is incredibly slow. So slow that it has taken billions of years just to grow a little more luminous than it was when Earth first formed. Today, the sun shines about 30% brighter than it did in the earliest days of our planet. But it did this over time, so long and so gradual that life had space to emerge, adapt, flourish, and grow. The sun brightens at the pace of continents drifting, mountains rising, and coral reefs building themselves grain by grain. A sunlight that changes in whispers, not in leaps. Fact 93. The future red giant. Phase 1 day. In the far future, billions of years from now, the sun will reach the end of its steady middle life. When its hydrogen runs low, the balance between gravity and fusion will shift. The sun will begin to expand, slowly, steadily, like a lantern glowing larger in the dusk. It will become a red giant, its outer layers stretching across the inner solar system. This will be a different chapter of the sun's existence, a time of transformation, not destruction. But it is so far away in the future that entire epochs of life, time, and history will pass before it arrives. For now, and for many ages to come, the sun remains steady, warm, and welcoming, the star of our days. Fact 94. The white dwarf that will remain. When the sun finishes its red giant phase, it will not disappear. Instead, its outer layers will drift away like a thin, glowing mist, expanding into space in slow, gentle waves. What remains at the center will be a white dwarf, a small, dense, shining ember of the star that once warmed our world. This white dwarf will be no larger than Earth, yet it will hold the memory of the sun's core. It will glow not with fire, but with leftover heat, fading gradually over billions of years. The sun will not end in sudden darkness. It will simply soften, dim, and settle into quiet rest, like a lantern gently cooling after a long night. Fact 95. A star's gentle afterglow. White dwarfs fade slowly. They radiate the warmth stored from millions of ages of shining, releasing it little by little into space. There is no urgency in this cooling, no rush, just a gradual dimming that unfolds far beyond the scale of human time. In the distant future, the sun's afterglow will shine like a soft memory in the darkness, a quiet pearl resting among the stars. Planets once warmed by its light will continue their orbits for a time, moving like silent companions around the cooling ember. A star's afterlife is not dramatic. It is peaceful, unhurried, and serene. Fact 96. The memory of light. Light travels endlessly through space unless it touches something that absorbs or reflects it. This means that every sunrise, every beam of daylight that has ever touched Earth, once began in the sun's core, where atoms joined and light was born. Some of the light that warmed ancient forests continues its journey outward now, leaving our solar system entirely. Some light that shone on oceans long ago has already traveled past distant stars. The sun's light is not just warmth, not just brightness. It is a record of time, of transformation, of presence. We live surrounded by memories of ancient light, continually renewed by the light of today. Fact 97. The sun in human life. The sun has shaped every part of life on Earth, from the smallest cell to the tallest tree. Every breath we take is part of a cycle started by sunlight. Plants gathering light to create the oxygen that fills the air. Our food, our warmth, our days and seasons all follow the sun's steady rhythm. Even the sleep-wake patterns of our bodies respond to its rising and setting. Whether we think about it consciously or not, we are always in conversation with the sun. It guides our growth, our rest, and our sense of time. On the surface of our world, life is the story of what sunlight makes possible: soft, continuous, and deeply connected. Fact 98. The sun and our circadian rhythm. Inside each of us is a quiet clock, a circadian rhythm that keeps time with the sun. Morning, light tells our bodies to wake, to breathe a little deeper, to think a little more clearly. Evening light, gentle and warm, signals that it is time to soften, to slow, to prepare for rest. This rhythm is older than cities, older than writing, older than memory itself. It is woven into our cells like a quiet song. When we sit in sunlight, even for a few minutes, our bodies remember something ancient and comforting, that we belong to a world shaped by dawn and dusk. Fact 99. The emotional comfort of daylight. Sunlight does more than warm the skin. It warms the spirit. It can lift a quiet sadness, ease a tired mind, or invite stillness after long movement. Even a single sunbeam through a window can brighten a room and soften the mood inside it. Daylight invites us to breathe more slowly, to open, to feel present in our own lives. It reminds us that each day begins again, no matter what came before. A gentle reassurance written in light. In this way, the sun is not only a star we orbit, it is a companion in our emotional lives, steady, patient, and calm. Fact 100. A star, worth remembering. The sun has been shining since long before life began, and it will continue long after our time has passed. It is a quiet constant in an ever-changing universe, a soft beacon of warmth in the vastness of space. It does not demand our attention, yet it shapes every moment of our lives. We wake by its rising, rest by its setting, and live in the endless rhythm of its glow. The sun is not just a star. It is our companion, our guide, our oldest and simplest source of comfort. And each time we lift our face to the light, we are reminded that we belong to something calm, ancient, and endlessly patient. The sun continues, and we continue with it. And as our journey comes to a gentle close, I hope you found a bit of calm among the stars tonight. If you enjoyed drifting through these sleepy facts, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and comment below what topic you'd love to fall asleep to next. When you're ready to keep dreaming, tap the end screen to watch the next sleepy astronaut video and continue your quiet voyage through the universe. Sweet dreams, and see you among the stars.